Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Today, we're going to be talking about what exactly is going on right now with crypto. There's been a ton of fear, and a ton of selling pressure. And I want to tell you guys exactly why people are thinking this way and why the prices are going down. So if you are enjoying these updates and you appreciate them, make sure you press that like button. Helps out with the YouTube algorithm and shows me that you appreciate what I do. Also, with titles like this and covering the negative stuff surrounding crypto, people usually get pretty sad and press the dislike like crazy, so it also helps out the ratio, so I want to quickly thank you all for pressing that like button. Now, Bitcoin tumbles 8% on fears that US lawmaker or enforcement hacked the network. Following news that the Department of Justice had recouped Bitcoin and the Colonial pipeline ransomware investigation, Bitcoin shed 8%. So this is just one of the things that went on. And all of this stuff, all the stuff you see at the top here, I wanted to cover in a live stream earlier today, but as you guys most likely saw, for all of you that were on my channel, just watching, it didn't work out properly. Why? Not exactly sure. I think the computer is overheating a little bit, but I tried my best, guys. So unfortunately, we have to do a video right now instead of a live stream. But again, long story short, what this is about is that there was this really big ransomware, which means that they took this network, basically ransom, and demanded a large sum of money in Bitcoin. That happened before a couple of weeks ago, where the entire eastern part of the United States had a whole lot of fuel problems because, well, there was an attack which attacked the billing system, and it basically made it freeze all the operations to basically not have further damage, right? The problem then was, though, that they demanded $4.4 million or 75 Bitcoins, which was a relatively low amount of money. Then again, a relatively high amount of money too, depending on how you see it. It's a low amount of money for such a huge multi-billion-dollar ransom industry, hundreds of billions of dollars worth of industry. Then again, it's also a high number if you demand it in, for something basically. $4.4 million is still a lot of money to get. Then what was said yesterday was that the Department of Justice announced that they had recouped $2.3 million of said funds after following the money, said Lisa Monaco, the Deputy Attorney General. And what was basically said is that the wallets of the people who got the money have been hacked. However, this likely is not the case. I mean, if you start to think about it, right, that's the way that I like to do it. If you start to think about it, if these guys could hold them ransom and the agency that did all this tracking couldn't do anything about it, then I'm going to assume that they are also not capable enough to actually hack the wallets or hack the individuals who stole this money. I mean, if you think about it, these are really, really good hackers. So the only thing that they could have done is either bust them, find some sort of inefficiency or leak in what they did, or really hack Bitcoin. But I'm assuming that that's not the case. I mean, from a certain perspective, it could also be that they hacked the wallet that they were using, but how could they know what wallet they were using? So instead, an affidavit from the Federal Bureau of Investigation suggests that the authorities were able to trace the ransom Bitcoin using the Block Explorer to a specific address containing 63.7 Bitcoin. They then seize control of the private key linked to this address, thus accessing the ransom Bitcoin. And users need both the private and public key for the Bitcoin address to access the funds, and both keys are a string of words and numbers matching the correct key. Will give you control. Without these, it's not possible to attack them, and it's far more likely that the authorities could either match the address in question with a specific identity, or the address was linked to a US-based crypto service, such as an exchange or the custodian. And that basically means if it was, for example, a Coinbase or something like that, they could have busted it throughout that way, or maybe they brute forced it. I'm not exactly sure what they could have done. I'm not exactly sure how they found the private key either, because you're going to still have to match it up with the public key then, or the other way around. I mean, most likely they just found the public key, by the way. Sorry, I messed up for a little second. They found the public key, which is the one that you can put in the description, for example, the comment section. Nobody really cares about that. The private key is what basically controls that wallet, right? You have you guys most likely get this system. I don't have to explain the basics. They maybe brute force the private key, theoretically speaking, possible. I mean, I don't know what to say about that one. I guess it's really possible. Or they, again, contacted a lot of exchanges and got a result there. Or they just knew whose wallet that was, which seems like a small small chance. But an assistant special agent who participated in the case, Elvis Chin, said, however, that he didn't want to give up our tradecraft in case we want to use this method again for future endeavors, which basically means we're not telling you exactly how we did it because we might want to do it again, and so you would not know. Now, I have no idea how they did it. I don't think anybody can know, but that's most likely the way that they wanted it to be. Then again, that's why people right now are extremely hesitant, because the U.S. freaking government, the U.S. law enforcement might have a way to hack the network. At least that's what they've been thinking. I personally don't think that's the case, but people are thinking so. Once more, my opinion, no. They most likely got either lucky or brute forced it, which again is definitely possible. I mean, it's the U.S. freaking government, right? They can do a lot of things, or in a sense, just, which is the highest likelihood, either bust the person in real life because they saw some connection, or because, for example, what it could also be is that they had a money mule who had to, for example, cash that money out for a good part, and they found that address and so forth and so on, that they found some connections leading up to this person and they busted him and got the money. There's so many things that could have happened. They're making the story very vague, but it might also be that they're trying to make it look like this so you're not going to do it yourself. You know, maybe it's a little bit of propaganda, which I don't like to cover, but all right. Then here was an article, why is the crypto market down today? Bitcoin and Ether prices crash, explained after market slumps again. Well, once more, guys, I believe it is partially because of regulation, like, for example, China coming in, partially because of this ordeal that we just saw, and partially what I've covered in yesterday's video as well, which is the Fed and all the money printing and all that type of stuff. You might consider money printing, by the way, to be a good thing for Bitcoin. Well, in the short term, it's a bad thing for stocks, bad thing for the majority of things in that ballpark. And that is bad for crypto. Longer term is really bullish though. Now again, these are the overnight reserve repurchases, which are at an all-time high right now. This time is different. Super signal flow is bearish on Bitcoin. We were talking earlier about the huge fear and greed, but also, again, the bearish crossover. Sorry, actually, the death cross or bearish death cross, which is basically a golden cross, but then the opposite way around, where the 50 EMA crosses over the 200 EMA. And right now, we also speculated that that could be coming up quite soon. If I look it up here on a daily, we can quickly see that. You can see if we make it apparent. The yellow line is the short term. The red line is the longer term. Once this yellow line crosses the red one, it's bearish. And he basically said, following an analysis of 2013 and 17, that if this were to occur, then we've already gone down a certain percent, about, let's say, 50% or so, and about 50% worth of losses are going to be coming after that. So he basically took all-time high, which is right here, towards the time of the death cross, which maybe Bitcoin is going to be right around this area, let's say about 50% down. Then from that point forward, we're going to see another 50% decrease or so, which is again at about 18,000 prior for Bitcoin. Here you can see it's about 15.5 or so $1,000, $60,000 for BTC. Now, even though that's all going on, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, companies are still buying in massively, but there's just this lingering FUD, this lingering uncertainty. Elon Musk has declared new space race between Bitcoin and Dogecoin. This guy is trolling so ridiculously hard, and it has a lot of effect. Now, even though I'm not sure if he on his own is actually able to manipulate the market or not, what we do know for certain is that people are reacting to him. Right now, we just got a bearish breakout, and he's most likely just adding to this, adding to the fuel. He's just trying his best to make sure the prices go down even further to show maybe that he can manipulate it. I'm not exactly sure what his plan is, but then again, I'm not exactly sure if he can actually manipulate the markets fully. What I am aware of, however, is that he's trying his best to just gain control in some way, shape, or form, and that we broke out to the downside, as can clearly be seen right here. Now, what are we expecting? We're actually still waiting for confirmation. A little bit earlier today, I told you guys that this was already not looking good, but we need another candle to close like this before we turn extremely bearish, and the bull run is quote-unquote over for right now. The way it's going today, though, I'm going to tell you guys that it's looking that way. It's looking like we are going extremely bearish, and even though I'm still buying crypto and I'm still waiting for XRP specifically to hit 65 cents so I can buy back more, you must understand, you must understand that we are not certain of anything right now. We have to wait for confirmation towards the downside. We have to wait and see, and then we will react. Could this just be a correction within a bull run? Yes, it could, guys. Yes, it could. Yes, it could. Could it also, of course, be the other way around, where it's just a start of something worse? Well, yes. Then again, it's always a temporary thing. If you think crypto is dead from now on forward, I would say you are wrong. Am I an illegal advisor, financial advisor, stuff like that? No. So I might be wrong as well. That could definitely be the case. I'm just a random guy on the internet. But what I would say is, well, we are gearing up for just another further run. And even though we might go down for a little while here, it is always a setup for a bigger run that is about to come. And one of the things I found interesting was people saying that stock to flow for Bitcoin is not valid anymore. Okay. So 100 trillion USD, or Plan B, actually posted on Twitter a few months ago. People said that the stock to flow model was invalidated, broken, because all models are broken to the upside. Now people think stock to flow model is invalidated, broken, and Bitcoin is dead because some Elon /banning /hacking FUD. In my opinion, it is normal deviation, like 2019 bottom or CV 2020. And you can see it right here. He's basically showing here as a top, bottom, front running CV. I don't want to call that out loud. All models are broken was said right here. And then Elon FUD, Trump, China, India, ban FUD attack happening right now. Basically, it's a really big attack, by the way. A really, really big attack if you start to notice it. Everything that happened last week is actually extremely relevant. Now, he also says, Dan Hodel, whatever, zoom out. If you do zoom out a little bit for yourself, you're noticing that Bitcoin, over a longer term time here, has actually only gone up. It's had some downfall, some corrections, but the gist of it is just going up. And he, Plan B, is calling this normal deviation. I would still consider it to be normal deviation too, and that in time we are still gonna keep going up. Again, my own opinion on these matters, but I still believe these higher prices for Bitcoin are definitely valid and definitely possible, and that will still get there. Another part which you actually didn't know about was the miners dumping a whole bunch of money right there. And that's actually interesting because that hasn't happened in a good little while, that they actually dumped like crazy. That could be a negative thing. It could also just be, you know, the way that things usually go. But last week they started dumping quite significantly. Here you can see the balance in miner wallets, all miners, Bitcoin. You can see how they started dumping like crazy, maybe in anticipation of this to come, maybe something else, who knows exactly, but it also happened. U.S. Department of Justice seized $2 million in ransomware hackers. Once more, we don't know exactly what happened there. Why is this going on? We covered that one, and XRP price analysis. XRP tumbles 9% daily, but is the selling over? Let's not say any selling is over. Let us wait. I am telling you guys, I'm going to say it again. Wait for confirmation. Wait for what the end of the day is looking like, because a lot can happen. Right now, we got massive FUD, but the course is still there, guys. The upside long-term is still our plan. Am I selling my crypto to buy back cheaper? No. Can you do that, though? If you're, you know, if your sack down there is of steel or iron or something like that, sure. I don't want to take that risk, though. I buy once prices get cheaper, and my next buy target for XRP is going to be 65 cents. Right now, though, I am waiting. Even if there's going to be confirmation, all I'm going to tell myself then is, okay, get my bags ready to buy some altcoins, right? Get my bags ready to maybe get some more Bitcoin or stuff like that. If we get, for example, a crossover or a death cross, or if we, again, get this candle to close negatively. The way it's looking like right now, the death cross is going to come, and we're going to close negatively, but hey, let's not call these things before they actually happen. Let's wait it out. We'll see it a little bit later tonight, and we'll definitely make some updates as this all comes along. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully, you learned something new. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And once more, guys, I'm still holding my crypto. I'm still holding it to the bitter freaking end. HODL!